Do want to head out to our Fox 5 Washington, D.C.'s Bob Barnard, who is live in D.C. today. Bob, thank you so much for joining us. We know, again, President Biden will be delivering his State of the Union address. Tell us, what can we expect in terms of security in the Capitol?
Again, as we had in the days and weeks following the January 6th insurrection, is fencing around the Capitol grounds. It's about 7 to 8 feet tall. It basically is just providing a perimeter around the Capitol grounds. After the attacks a year plus ago, there was fencing that went several blocks around this area, and you had National Guard troops stationed at every intersection. Some 700 National Guard troops have been activated for tonight, 400 from the D.C. National Guard and another 300 from surrounding states. We haven't seen them yet this morning. I've been told they're going to be deployed later today, but you see some of their troop carriers, their trucks and stuff parked along some of the streets here with other city snowplows and what have you that will help to block off some streets around the Capitol later this afternoon and evening. And that's pretty much it in terms of the visible security. The fencing, National Guard troops, some trucks that will block off some streets. But of course, there's a lot that you don't see with war raging in Ukraine, with the ghosts of January 6, 2021, and some truckers' protests that are planned for the D.C. area today and in the coming days. You've got U.S. Secret Service police, Capitol Police, and D.C. police working together to provide security so that the president can get in, make his speech, and get out safely tonight. No specific threats, terrorist threats, or anything like that that we've been made aware of. But again, there's at least one truckers' protest scheduled for today about a mile from here down by the Washington Monument. But there is uncertainty whether any of these other convoys that have been, out and about around the country may end up arriving in D.C. in time for the State of the Union tonight. We don't believe so, but they're preparing for all of those potential eventualities.
And Bob, I did want to ask, you mentioned that trucker protest is heading to Washington, D.C. today. How big of a concern is that for Capitol Police and all of the other law enforcement agencies that are working together to, as you know, behind you, putting up fencing and just having a bigger security force there? How big of a concern is this?
I honestly think they're more concerned about the potential impact on travel and traffic around the D.C. area, as opposed to any kind of threat to the Capitol or the president, members of Congress, dignitaries who will be here tonight. They don't want a repeat of what we saw in Ottawa happening here in D.C., but none of these organizations, these trucking groups, have said they're planning to come here and disrupt anything going on in the Capitol itself. One group said they were going to kind of block traffic around the Capitol Beltway. That was last week. That never really materialized. And we're not sure how large the group that's planning their protest down by the Washington Monument, how large that's going to be. I don't think there's really great concern that any of those convoys is going to, really bring things to a standstill here in the nation's capital. But they're prepared, because you just don't know. It's the unexpected that can catch you off guard.
All right, Fox 5, Washington, D.C.'s Bob Barnard, thank you so much for joining us live in D.C. Always great to have you on.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Glad to be here.